everyone, this is Tormuse, and I'm picking up where I left off in my Dreadnaught Factor game, and I'm gonna load state, yeah, that's the one, F9 to continue, okay, there we are, alright, so we're 16 Dreadnoughts deep, we're going up against number 17, let's get started, and, it's the next day, I'm well rested, and, ready to give another go for another hour. Here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the Dreadnought. Where's the weaponry? There, whoa, go. Sure. I remember for each of the weapons is darn it. Maybe I'm not well rested enough. Whoa, crap, darn it. Okay. Maybe I should have cut ahead to the engines. Let's not mess this up now. Where's the next weapon? Like, it's tempting to just... Whoa. It's tempting to just... Oh, darn it to heck. Okay, distance 57. That means 4 more passes and I'm dead, so let's get serious about this. I was going to say, it's tempting to just stay down here and keep targeting the weapons as they come into frame, because that's the easiest time to get them before they have a chance to fire. But, you know what, I'm just going to skip ahead and hit the engines, because otherwise I'm going to have a lot of trouble. If I don't hit the end... If this guy right here kills me before he can... Oh no! Oh, darn it. Well, that sucked. I mean, hitting 2 engines is better than none, but this is a little worrying. It's moving at a speed of 7 plus 4, so 11. Oh, darn it, I can't, oh damn, no. Oh, this is bad. I might lose here. If I lose, I can just end this recording and then no one will ever know. And, I wouldn't do that, would I? I want to be honest about this. But, I'm getting jumpy, because I'm facing the prospect that I might actually lose this now. Okay, that's the last 2 engines. Whew, distance 28. I actually have 4 more passes to do this. If I can't take out the weapons, I can at least maybe take out... Oh, you can see it's close. It didn't take long for it to advance on me here. I have to be very careful how I approach this. Don't... Yeah, I think I'm having trouble waking up. I'm like... Okay, I'm still in the game. Okay, I took out most of the weaponry, so I can do this in 3 passes. Ooh. Notice again, didn't have to move very far for it to be upon me. Like, that distance does mean something in game. They were repaired these missile launchers, but it's fine. Okay, all weapons destroyed, all bridges destroyed. Okay, and all their Doomsday weapons are gone, so even if they reach distance 0 now, I won't lose. I'll be fine because I took out their weapons, their plant destroying weapons, so it's fine. I got this. Boom. Yeah, like I said, I just woke up, so and I figured, hey, let's just launch into this first thing. First thing in the morning. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Maybe I should pause the recording and take a break and see how this. See if we can wake up a bit. This is the guy that. As I was saying, I said yesterday, you can just shoot at it anywhere. You're gonna hit something because it's just weapons all everywhere. So, but I'm gonna skip ahead and hit the engines in the first pass this time. So now there are no worries about that. Because now I've got 12 passes to do it now. And I just already blew up a smattering of their weapons along the front and left side there. So. Yeah, like I said, like the further into this game you get, the more bullet storm you're up against. Or bullet hell. Is that the name of the genre? Am I mixing it up? Ooh. Watch out for those guys. I'm not even gonna try to just go on a bombing run, hit these things here. Just hit a random smattering of targets right at the end. Alright, what's left? I took out like 1.5 of their bridges, so they have limited ability to repair these. Whoa, that was close. Ah, I'm okay. Yeah, like hitting all 4 engines in the first pass basically means they have all the time in the world. I am not worried about losing in those circumstances. Oh, that was close. Oh, you see the bits of the missile almost hit me there. Missed that one target there. Oh, I really is the only one I missed. Oh, darn it! I had one more pass before because I missed this just one vent. Any opens? Nothing repaired itself? Okay. Last one. Yeah, they still seem to be able to, after all their bridges are gone, they're still able to repair one missile launcher per pass, but they don't always. I don't exactly know how that works. And it could just be like there's a random chance that any given missile launcher is going to repair, and it's just affected by the number of bridge pieces remaining. I don't know. That's the way it might make sense. We're back to the triangle boy again. This is, I consider this is the second easiest ship, because it's in a the weapons are arranged in a very predictable pattern. I have to get better aim. Okay, going for the engines. Don't want to get too greedy. It's tempting to try to destroy as much as I can on each pass, but I don't want to get into a position where in that first round of this session where it got that close before I even hit the engines. Okay, so I did hit one of the bridges, but there's still a second bridge, so some of these, yeah, or some of them, or all of them even, looks like, are going to be repaired, and of the missile launchers. I'm not even sure if missile launcher is the correct term for them. It's been a long time since I read the manual for this. It's been a very long time. I don't know if I ever actually read the whole manual, actually. Ooh, that was very close. Yeah, so I made the remark earlier that this is like they packed all they could into that 8-bit cartridge. It might have been a 16-bit cartridge. I might be getting my terminology mixed up, because there were a number of different Atari systems. We actually owned two different ones. The Atari 2600, which I believe is that is the 8-bit one. I think this is from the 16-bit one. I'm not even sure what those numbers mean, to be honest. I need to look that up. But the processing ability of this one, the Atari, like it says on the emulator Atari 5200, but back on the actual system that we had, it said Atari 800 XL. It is noticeably more. This is the easy guy again. So I can give more commentary maybe. The Atari 800 XL had more processing capability, I think. So we could have slightly more complex programs. The Atari 800 XL actually it had BASIC on it, like the first programming language I ever worked with. So that's one fond memory from childhood, because I was a big old nerdy kid, and I messed around with coding even before I knew what the word coding was. Yeah, maybe I should have gone into computer programming. I just I'm told I have a knack for it. I took a high school class in it, in Pascal, which was already an old language, even at the time I took the course. But hey, wow, I might actually make a whole pass without, not only without dying, but yeah, this little guy, this is the easy ship. I just took out every single weapon and all 4 engines in one pass, and all bridges. Like that's even this late in the game. I even took out a few of the vents and their doomsday weapons. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah. See the way that he just zips off to the side while the bomb was dropping? Like, that's some, again, that's a, whatever it is, whether it's an emulator issue or an issue with the, oh, I'll take out that guy. He keeps doing that. Like, he either freezes in place or he just acts like I'm holding down the arrow key when I'm not. Moving to the side. Either way, it's annoying. But yeah. Yeah, I just sort of dabbled in coding with BASIC when I was a little kid. Some of that was looking at existing coding of games we had that were on 5 1/4-inch discs, and trying to figure out how they worked. Made some very simplistic programs back then. Just messing around. Whoa! I'm just trying to zip up the side and go for their engines. This little guy on the end is just, he makes it a real chore to do this. Ah, okay. 3 engines in the first pass? Not too shabby. Would like to go up the left side and take out that last engine. That'd be nice. I can't afford. You can only have 2 shots on. I mean, you can only have 2 shots on the screen at a time. You can't afford to miss so much. Yeah, you can only have 2 shots on the screen at a time. So. Yeah, I'm feeling like my aim is really off today. I don't know. Why did I saw the shots coming. Why did I do that? Why did I even try to move in that direction? I don't know. I tell you, I'm missing a lot here. Six passes. It's moving at a speed of 9 right now. Yeah, see, some of these didn't fix themselves. These 2 fix themselves. Ah, you don't have to shoot them out of the sky, but it's fun. Yeah, there was a time when I thought I might make a career out of coding. When I thought I might like to, or some some kind of technical field. This is 42. Okay, this is a little worrying. Some kind of technical field. Like the rest of my family is into engineering. dad, but both my brothers are engineers. Sort of thought I might follow the path of least resistance and do that, and then at some point in my adolescence, I realized I didn't want to be like that. Well, I mean, I got into theater of all things. I was just me being, I don't know, maybe it was me being a moody teenager and struggling to find some sense of identity, or maybe it was just the fact that I was very much an introvert, keeping to myself a lot, and wanted to find some means of self-discovery. Oh, it's this guy again. I haven't seen him in a while. You know, find some ways to express myself emotionally. I felt like I couldn't do that in programming. It felt like a lonely profession, sitting in front of a computer screen, you know. And oh, maybe I'll just hit those engines prematurely here. Yeah, I mean, since then, if my opinion on that whole thing is, has changed. Particularly since I got into like modding DDLC, you know, Doki Doki Literature Club, and coding thereof. Because whoa. Oh great! I need to get up the left side so I can get the other engines, but it's like there's like bullet hell over there. I was like, damn it! I already missed my window to escape the side. This is why I like tend to chicken out early and just try to zip up there early. But yeah, I want to focus on the left side here. See if I can get those engines. Because failing to get the engines several passes in a row is worrying. Anyway, where was I in my long rambly rant? I don't know who's going to watch this, so I don't know if anyone's going to care about what I have to say about any of this. Ooh, okay, yes, let's just focus on taking out these engines here. Should be able to take out this one easily enough. These ones, like, because of the weapons right in front of them, are a little trickier. There we go. Alpha engine's gone. That makes me feel less worried. Who's left? This guy's in the right there, left, right? Is that ironic? Right, left. Anyway. But yeah. Like, particularly my experience with modding DDLC showed that not only does it not coding doesn't have to be a lonely thing, because you can work with a team, you can work with others. But it can be an artistic expression, you know, an emotional expression. I discovered that I really like writing fiction and expressing myself, my feelings, my experiences through the fiction, through other characters. I find it very cathartic, and yeah, it's can combine that, and that can be combined with coding. Yeah, I really haven't done much in the way of any kind of advanced coding. Oh, this guy. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. There he is, the last Dreadnaught that I had not yet encountered. In case it isn't obvious, it's just the flat one with extra guns on it. So it's already the guy who is all guns all the time, and now it's even more all guns all the time. This is when I'm going to want to hit the engines real soon. Like, I need as many passes as I can to get to this, to get to do this. I'm just going to proceed slowly here, because move a little to the left, just I think that's where the first gun is. Go with this one. It's just all guns all the time. Yeah, this is me checking out and going for the engines, because I don't want to. Yeah, I needed to get as many passes as I can on this one. Ah, I misjudged. I was off by like a pixel there. Oh well, it's fine. Just coast for a bit, and all right. Now this one, you can get into a rhythm. If you get into a rhythm, you can take out each one. Before you get overwhelmed. It is possible to get into a rhythm where you just go back and forth, firing 4 shots each time, and like take them all out perfectly. It's possible. I've done it. Did not succeed doing it this time. Oh well. All right, what's next? Would like to stick to this side. Wow. See if I can take out that last engine. I can do this. I've done it before. At this point, I've already played through a whole YGTBK game. You know, using save states. This time, I'm gonna try to do it without save states. I want to try to keep honest about this. I mean, if I was really trying to keep myself honest, I might stream this. But I don't think, honestly, I don't really have an expectation that any have an interest in that. I don't think people barely have any interest in any of the bits of streaming that I've done as it is. Then again, people surprise me sometimes. I never know what people are going to find interesting about my recordings and so on. I do them for me, you know, not for anyone else. Well, I guess it's not exactly true. I mean, my first recordings were playing Doom RL, or DRL as it must be known now, which is an obscure indie game, which at the time I started doing recordings, there was interest then. Interest has fallen way off now in that game. There's still players around, but community isn't what it used to be. Which is fine. I mean, you know, things change, evolve over time. Like, this game... gosh darn it. Like, this game itself, I got from off an abandonware site called oldgames.new. That was almost 20 years ago. It was, I mean, that site itself is long gone now. But, yeah, I was using that site back in the days of dial-up internet. Boom. There you go. Dormuse bricks, the toughest dreadnoughts. And from the hardest ever dreadnought to the easiest ever dreadnought. But yeah, the old games that new is oops. Real hub of activity for a while. This is a site that I came to visit every day and earn enough notoriety to become a moderator. That was my first experience being an moderator of an online community. Nowadays, I moderate the DDLC modding community. Whoops, well, that's embarrassing. It is hard to have a running commentary and play competently at the same time. One distracts from the other. I don't even know where I was going. It did it again. Okay. This is why I shouldn't go on bombing runs while there's still weapons around. The control's locked. Like, I took my finger off the right arrow key, but he kept going to the right and right to the path of the shot. Like, I saw the shot coming, and I'm like, my ship's moving. I can't stop it. It's gonna go right into the path of the shot there. Yeah, I should probably just, you know, compartmentalize. Just stick to taking out weapons in the early passes, weapons and engines, and save the. There you go, all weapons gone. Let's hit those engines. Don't you go zipping off to the side there, come on. Okay, let's see if I can finish them off in this pass. Anyway, you know, all of these are gone. Take out their doomsday weapons. Their planet-busting capabilities have been eliminated. Yeah, so, yeah, old games not new. That brings up memories. That was, yeah, it was, ooh, nifty. Yeah, that was back in the days of dial-up internet, as I said. Like, young people these days, they don't know how good they've got it in terms of internet speed. Like, back then, oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to make that. Back then, you could download at a speed of like 5 minutes per meg, and I didn't misspeak that. I didn't. It's not 5 meg per minute. It's 5 minutes per meg. If you want to download a song, which is typically like 4 megs, it took 20 minutes. Whoa! Okay, let's just go to get the engines. This is the tough ship. I don't want to miss out on the engines in this one. So yeah, like YouTube didn't exist back then. Ah, darn it. Like the whole concept of streaming or anything unheard of. Connected through the phone lines rather than cables. Like actually, you had to actually have an actual phone line, like landline, not a cell phone, because cell phones were still fairly new back then. Okay, I still have to hit the engines, and these things are just gonna fix themselves. I still have to take them out because I haven't hit a single bridge yet. It's tempting, as tempting as it is to get greedy and try to take out all these weapons. Okay, let's well, okay. Still gotta try to hit the engine. Okay, this is, decently successful run there. Took out an engine, took out a bunch of weapons. Even managed to hit a bridge along the way. So yeah, that OG was, old games that new was sort of a prominent fixture in my life for a while. It was neat because it's a new thing for me. Like again, internet was not exactly in its infancy, but it was new to me. Yeah, the whole idea of meeting and talking to people I could never otherwise meet. I'm meeting in air quotes, like I'm not actually meeting them. Just but talking to them, interacting with them. It was a neat experience. That's something I didn't have growing up, the ability to interact with people like that. There you go. So yeah, so that was kind of neat. But yeah, like OG is long gone now. Not only OG, but forums in general. Like that kind of discussion forum. They just don't seem to be popular anymore. I mean, they still exist, but I don't know. People have moved on to social media. I guess like Discord and stuff like that. Social media, kind of in general, wasn't really a thing back then. Oh, this guy again. Like Facebook didn't exist back then. Gosh darn, I'm so old. And I think back then the popular thing was MySpace. Never had a MySpace account. There were others before that. MSN Messenger was a big thing. Okay, move on to the engines. Yeah, it did the thing. It did the thing where the arrow keys froze up on that third engine there, and I couldn't move on to the fourth one until I had to wait until the bomb hit before I could move. That is an annoying bug. I'm trying to work around it, but it does cause some some annoyance. So, as I said, you can get her into a rhythm where you can hit each of the four perfectly as you go along. I'm doing alright, I'm okay. Whoa, nice. I'm amazed that shot missed me there, and then I got killed anyway, but... I took out a surprising number of their weapons there. Awesome. I can do better than that. Yeah. So yeah, gaming has evolved, social media has evolved. How did I even get on this topic? Darn it. I was like ready to move, and then they fired that diagonal shot. I was like, oh, I can't move, and then the homing shot was coming at me. I was like, which way do I go? Anyway, yeah, it's hard to concentrate on what I'm doing. Whoa, watch out for this guy. Distance 42. The distance of life, the universe, and everything. Yeah, it's getting worryingly close, and I still haven't taken up the fourth engine, so let's see if I can hit the fourth engine in this pass, although there's still managed to take up more. Hey, all the weapons are gone, all bridges gone, excellent. It's time for a bombing run. Let's just bomb everything I can bomb. Here we go. You are doomed. Doomed. You thought our planet was doomed. No, it's you. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I might go into computer program. Whoa, what are you pulling to the side for? It's a holdover from the last bomb I dropped, I guess. Oh, I have no idea how far over I am now. Okay, here I am. Um... Yeah, might get into coding. Whoops. Botched the timing on that. Okay. Going past without hitting engines are worrying. Yeah, and I do feel like I'm rambling a lot in my commentary here, but what the hell? It's this is a game from the 80s. It's a good time for a bit of nostalgia. For whoever happens to be listening to this, I don't know who that might be. I'll share it with my brothers at least. Yeah, I really shouldn't be drop bombing those things when there's still stuff to shoot. Gotcha. Oh, that was close. No. Because this ship, it has momentum. Like, you release the button and it still continues on for a bit. So you have to be mindful of that. And, yeah, you have to take that into account in any kind of strategizing, any kind of tactics you want to use. Like, you do have a bit of momentum. That, which also contributes to what makes the game so interesting early. To me, anyway. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, where was I? I was talking about something. Yeah, I think I'm getting into coding. Yeah, it doesn't have to be as lonely a thing as I thought, and you can work with people. It can be something which is emotional or cathartic. It can have a story and stuff. Just need to figure out like what kind of figure out what language I want to work with. Might be relatively easy to get into, using Python, since I was working with RenPy on with the DDLC mods, so that might make an easy transition. My brother suggested JavaScript. And web design, because that's makes it a lot easier to monetize. They weren't even firing. I had to collide with the only shot that was there. That could have. There were so many weapons on the screen there that could have been bullet hell, and it wasn't. And I just panicked. Managing. I shot that guy like 4 times and missed every time. That one gun right there. Darn it. Stop missing. Missing is bad in this game. because you can only have 2 shots on the screen at a time. Ah, darn it. Diagonal shooting guy got me. Yeah, there's only so long I can hold concentration, I guess. Just as well, I mean, this is, I'm coming up on an hour, and I'm going to want to end this recording regardless of how this goes soon. I think that's everything, right? Yeah, there we go. Now I can do a big honkin' bombing run. It's fun. Very satisfying. Yeah, sure, having to deal with all the weapons, you can just relax a bit. And if the controls, controls weren't so wonky, could probably could have even taken out all the vents in one pass there. But you can't count on the controls not going wonky, so do what you can. Wrists are getting sore, which might indicate that this is not ideal. This is not ideal ergonomic positioning for me. Probably because, you know, where the mouse is. I'm used to having one hand on the mouse while the other hand's on the controller, but both hands are on the keyboard. Probably if I shift this over, I don't want to move things around too much. I'm gonna like break my webcam or something. But this is an old webcam. It's temperamental. I'm just gonna endure it, and I'll reposition things at the beginning of the next recording. But yeah, it's an old webcam. It's temperamental, and I find that even jostling the cable makes it like stop working. I need a new webcam. I should go order something. I'm not sure where to order from. I don't know what kind of webcam to get. It'd be nice to like know what company I'm ordering from in advance, because I'd rather get straight from the okay, let's go with the engines. I'd rather order straight from the manufacturer if possible, rather than like going through, say, Amazon. Just as a matter of principle. You know, call me a conscientious objector or something. Yeah, like, I mean, you hear, in addition to all the horror stories you hear about how Amazon treats their employees, there's the fact that their CEO is, you hear that, darn it, you hear that he's well on the way to being the world's first trillionaire, and like, he has a lot of money, and yet he doesn't pay taxes, and it's like, excuse me? That's not how the system is supposed to work. And that's just kind of bullshit. And I know I don't live in the States. I live in Canada. Yeah, that's just not how politics is supposed to work. People are supposed to pay their fair share to help society run, you know? That's just not how, darn it. It's just not how it's supposed to go. Like, the whole... Governments can do a lot of good or a lot of bad, depending on who's in power. And, if governments are helping rich people, something has gone wrong. Governments should be helping people who need help. If they're helping rich people, something has gone wrong, because rich people are rich, they have money, they don't need help. So yeah, I hear stories about Jeff Bezos not paying his taxes and getting away with it kind of bugs me, you know? You know, the rest of the working class people, you know, they're paying their fair shares, and you know, if he pays taxes properly, there's so much we could do with that money, you know. Well, I say we, I mean so much the Americans can do with that money. You know, they're a powerful, wealthy nation, and you know, they're sitting on a gold mine, and darn it! You've got these billionaires hoarding their wealth who should be paying their fair share to help society run. There's just one, darn it, one vent left I missed. Oh, sorry, 2 vents. And all their doomsday weapons are gone. Boom. Okay. Let's see, 56 minutes into the recording. Let's do one more Dreadnaught, and we'll call it a day. And it's the second easiest one, so that works fine. Yeah, here I'm rambling again. I did get a complaint once that someone said they didn't like it when I talk about politics. They just wanted me to play the game. That was it during my Lucy the Eternity She Wished For playthrough, which was a little... that complaint was a little off, in my opinion, because the I mean, the game got political first, so it was like, I'm just commenting what's happening in the game. I mean, don't blame me for bringing it into the real world. Like, it's obvious that the game's designer wanted people to talk and think about politics, but nevertheless, I am somewhat impressionable, and as much as I intellectually know that complaint was kind of bullshit, it's still that voice. It acts as a voice at the back of my mind saying, "No, don't get too political. Somebody said they didn't like it, and by getting political, you're getting confrontational." And but really, I mean, who's even watching these anyway? Does anyone really care? I should just say what I want, really. Whoa, that was close. Let's not push my luck. Let's hit the engines. Okay. This one just has the benefit of not having a gun right in front of it, so I can so it's a lot easier to hit it. But yeah, like there's but yeah, it's like that. The fact that somebody said that, it did still affect me, and it was like, I kind of regret. There were some political comments I was going to make in a previous video, and I held back because in the back of my mind was this one random guy on the internet who told me random guy that I don't know. I don't even know who he is, but I let it affect me. I probably shouldn't. Particularly, I was going to make a comment on, specifically, I was going to make a comment on mod I played not too long ago, Doki Doki Vigilante, the DDLC mod. Which is this, you know, silly little mod to begin with. And about the main character getting secret superpowers and fighting crime in his spare time, and yeah, neat little premise for a DDLC mod. And then at one point, I'm almost about to wrap this up, so I better finish this story quick. At one point, he makes a comment about like that. Oh no, the police are here, and it's like, oh, you know, that's interesting. You know, from the perspective of a white guy like myself, because I grew up with police being. Yeah, maybe I'll do one more Dreadnaught just so I can finish the story. You know, being a privileged white guy such as myself, I grew up with the police being you know, they're the good guys. They're here to serve and protect you. You know, they're the ones you turn to for help if you need it. Like, I remember when I was a little kid, if I saw a police officer, a police car, I'd smile and wave at them, and they'd often wave back, and it was all cute. You know, and let's hit the engines, or whatever engines I can reach. It's annoying when there's a gun right in front of it like this. Ah, darn it. But yeah, but other people don't necessarily have that experience with the police, and you know, particularly black people, because there's you know, there's a history of racism associated with the police force, and that, I say history, it continues to this day. You know, and you'll get people who defend the police, who defend the you know, status quo, how the police operate, by saying that those incidences when, you know, an unarmed black person got killed by a police officer, it's like, oh, those are just those are isolated instances. Oh, that's just a few bad apples in the police force, and it's like, okay, two problems wrong with that argument. Well, I mean, maybe more than two, but two stand out. One is that even if it's true, assuming it's true, if that's the case, you want to get rid of those bad apples. You want to get rid of those people who are unlawfully killing unarmed people, and they frequently, like, get very mild penalties if getting penalized at all. In an alarming number of cases, they don't even do an investigation, and that's a huge no-no. I mean, like, if someone gets shot, you investigate. That should be automatic. And you look it up, you read about it. There are an alarming number of cases where they just don't investigate. They see, oh, it's just some thug. Don't have to. He was just doing his job, so whatever. And there's strong signs of racial bias in that sort of thing. And there's the last engine. Distance 45, so I've got 7 passes. I can do this easily. So yeah, so there's that. I said there were 2 problems with that argument. So the first one is that, like, okay, if it is a few bad apples, then get rid of the bad apples, and then they don't. And then the other problem is, well, that even if it is just a few bad apples, like, black people still have a reason to be worried and concerned, and and frankly scared during their interactions with police, because if it turns out that the officer that they're talking to is one of those bad apples, they don't get a do-over, like. They don't get to say, "Oh, I didn't realize you're one of the bad cops that's going to shoot me," because they'll already be shot. Like, once you're dead, you're dead. There's no. This isn't a game. It's. So there's like, I have talked to a rather ignorant of her privilege white person who was saying, I can't understand why so-and-so black friend is so nervous around police. It's like no, he has good reason for it. Just try to empathize with the fact that somebody has different experiences from you. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because in Doki Doki Vigilante, I'll do one more. I just want to finish the story. I was planning to keep these to an hour an episode. This is an easy ship, so it should be fine. I managed to take out the hard ship while like one of the second hardest ship in the game while giving that story, so this should be easy. I should be able to wrap this up here. So yeah, in Doki Doki Vigilante, this reluctant superhero who just randomly gained powers out of nowhere is reacting afraid when the police show up. It's like, oh no, the police are here, instead of like, oh good, the police can deal with this criminal or whatever. Yeah, the author of that mod, he goes by the name Afro Zero. I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never seen images around or anything. But with a name like Afro Zero, I have reason to suspect that he's black, and that's that probably influenced his writing in the mod, and because of it, or that might have influenced his relationship with the police, and why he wrote MC having that reaction to the police. Because MC in the mod isn't black. He's I mean, typical like anime protagonist. He's supposed to be like indistinct race, but he has the appearance of being white. So it sort of stands out that that this seemingly white person is not react to the cops as typical typical white person would. So yeah, that's my story. Yeah, and when I was playing, oh, this guy again. When I was playing Doki Doki Vigilante, that crossed my mind, and I didn't say it. And I sort of regret that I didn't say it, because at the back of my mind I was thinking, no, don't get political. But there, I said it. That's it's been bugging me that I didn't tell that old anecdote there. Anyway, well over an hour into this, gone through 32 Dreadnaughts, and going into this bullet hell here. So this is I think this is a good time to save my game. Replace it? Yes. Yeah, this has been a long rambling commentary, but this is gone 32 checkouts. I'm almost a third of the way. This is number 33 here. Almost a third of the way to the 100. Maybe I can do this in 6 sessions if I don't die. We'll see how it goes. Until next time.